My faithful friends Michael and Elizabeth and I want to take you with us to be beguiled by Bruges in Belgium, the renowned Venice of the North. And I'll start beguiling by making myself disappear. We're about to roll onto the train that goes from England to France. But first we enjoy another kind of roll, the full English version, before diligently following the signs to France. The train is no less than the celebrated Eurotunnel train, and we're about to catch it. In case you don't know, the Channel Tunnel opened in 1994. It's 31.4 miles long and cost £4.65 billion at the time. It's recognized as one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. The depth of the tunnel is between 50 and 75 meters below the seabed. Up to 400 trains pass through the tunnel every day, carrying an average of 50,000 passengers, 6,000 cars, 180 coaches, and 54,000 tons of freight.
The following alarm will sound.
The crossing takes about 35 minutes. The trains are half a mile long. We're now in France, traveling along the A16 and then the E40 to Bruges in Belgium. So we have just driven through parts of France and just entered Belgium, past Dunkirk. In about another 45 minutes we shall be in Bruges. Mike and Elizabeth have done it all before, so it's planned down to the smallest detail. My job was to pray for sunshine. I'm still working on that. The 4-star Matin Relais is hosting us, a beautiful old house right in the center of Bruges. Elizabeth managed to get my room upgraded, and this, believe it or not, is my bedroom. Timber-paneled, high-ceiling, spacious, and elegant. I can't believe my eyes. A medieval hotel room. I can literally soak in history in the bath. I even had a nice view out the window. The famous Belfry just next door. This medieval townhouse is the ideal place from which to explore the city. And that's exactly what we did, as the Belfry chimes. The main square is less than 100 meters away. First stop, local food, the House of Waffles. The best place in town for a good waffle, and without doubt the best waitresses and chef. Liège waffles, the originals, delightful service, and the opportunity to savor Belgian waffles in Belgium. Mike is a waffle expert.
The waffles here are totally awesome.
The coffee is great. And even the phone can't keep up. It's our 3rd country before lunch. I ordered the salmon salad waffle, which was amazing. This is the chuckberry. Michael, be good. Then the exploring begins. The street of 1,000 chocolate shops. I'm exaggerating, but it's a great place to browse. Next stop, however, is a must in Bruges, the Canal boat trip. The boat trip is fun, and the captain, who I nicknamed Don Juan, was an excellent host, and the people on the boat, great fun. Bruges is encircled by a canal and crisscrossed by a few others. So we step aboard for a ride through history. Well, about to take a ride down the canals here in Bruges. Unchanged for centuries. And one's brain needs to engage imagination mode. A condition enabled greatly by the intriguing tales of Don Juan, our captain. And though we're limited to a sea level perspective, as Don drones on below, my faithful assistant drones above, giving further insight. Or should that be downsight? The upshot of it is that we're traveling down this stretch right now, about to go under the bridge. In times past, the canals were a very important part of the city. In medieval times, one canal came right to the main square and provided the means by which farmers could ship their produce from the country into Bruges, spawning cottage industries of spinning and weaving as city people converted the raw materials of wool and flax into cloth and clothing, and of course the renowned Bruges lace. The canal actually encircles Bruges, perhaps one of the earliest examples of a ring road around a city, Bruges' medieval M25. Naturally, houses sprung up along the canal, many of which remain to this day. The bridges, as in Venice, a necessary part of the jigsaw. Nowadays, the canals, the bridges, the trees, and the houses offering a glimpse into the past that beguiles the visitor. A great experience. Even reminiscent of Venice in parts. The aerial shots are spectacular in Bruges. In most places, a shot like this would expose a multitude of flaws, but here it exposes its beauty. The town hall, the market, looking more like Disneyland than a real place. The center of a European city, and yet we can describe it as pristine. I have to congratulate the civic leaders here. What a remarkable job they've done. Now the exploration moved to dry land. The market looks like it's been here since Roman times. The sail bridge, on the other hand, looks like it just sailed in. We've just been under it. This time, we walked over it. Bruges certainly lives up to its reputation as being one of the best places to visit in Europe. The alfresco dining, historic scenery, fun things to do. And great shopping, making it a visitor's paradise. You can even drive your own horse and carriage. For the upwardly mobile, Bruges looks fantastic from above. I love the roof tiles here, clearly Potteresque, adding a touch of class to the place. And the restaurants are always beckoning. This is the provincial court in the main square. And as we move higher, we see the city stretching out into the distance. It's said the history of this magnificent city stretches back to the 9th century, when some say it was founded by Vikings, though the evidence is very sketchy. It's thought the name Bruges derived from the Scandinavian brygge, meaning dock or mooring place. Below, the impressive town hall. These shots certainly give a different view of the city, adding another dimension. I've even had local people exclaim on seeing the drone shots, "I've never seen it that way before." From above and from below, the city of Bruges. The sound of horses' hooves on cobblestones echoing down the street. Now that is a medieval sound. Add the sound of the Belfry bells and we're back in time almost. In times past, all the tourists wanted was a camera, a good place to stay, good food, and a cheap price. Now we crave shops, Wi-Fi, and a good cup of coffee. Preferably expensive.
Is a 250, please?
Thank you. I'm pleased to report the arts are alive and well in Bruges. The playing worthy of a concert hall, and certainly apt as the cellist plays Ave Maria next to the San Salvatore Cathedral, the main church in Bruges, and indeed a beautiful church. I'm always amazed to walk around 1,000-year-old churches and wonder, among other things, however they survived. The pipe organ, still the largest and most elaborate of all musical instruments. Then from the sublime to the ridiculous, maybe, a sandwichery. Nearby the Pizza Hut and the Aquarel next door, which I imagine sells swimwear. Actually a great place for people watching, and American humor may be found here. There are places in Europe where one could be forgiven for thinking this is a film set, and Bruges maybe tops the list. My joy at the emergence of the sun is heart-lifting. For me, it's as though the place comes to life when the sun shines. Even the flags look happy. But I have another reason to be happy. It's time for all you gastronomes to rub your hands together. Dinner time is here in Belgium. Starters, Parma ham, pâté, moule au gratin, that's mussels with cheese, and garlic bread. In keeping with modern videography, I needed a drone's eye view of the table. And everybody's having fun. Main course, salmon for Elizabeth. Mike and I had the local Belgian stew, delicious. And all this happens as we enjoy the beautiful views of the main square. The tourist carriage, the flag of Bruges, the Freedom Heroes statue. As evening falls, it's a great place to be. And Mike is getting his shots too. And no wonder, what a beautiful place it is as the sun goes down. At this point I'll be quiet for a while and let you enjoy some images of Bruges. Imagine being there and soak in the atmosphere. This is really a great place, just the way we get here, the nice hotels, the canals, the food, the coffee, the shopping. The shops are amazing. The canal ride, the historic sites around the city. It's just a wonderful experience. Early next morning, we're on the road back to England. And for me, I have to go straight to the airport in Gatwick and catch a plane to Norway. By tonight, I will be in Lofoten. What can I say? A remarkable visit to Bruges with wonderful friends. We're already planning another trip. Next up, you can see Lofoten, Norway. Now that's not for missing.